Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, sweet, can you sing by the dawn's early light? What so gladly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Mr. Induction. That is the rendition of the national anthem.
Some people look to the stars and ask, what if? Our job is to have an answer. We have to imagine what will be imagined. Plan for what's possible while it's still impossible. Maybe you weren't put here just to ask the questions. Maybe you were put here to be the answer. Maybe your purpose on this planet isn't on this planet.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the host of today's ceremony, the Commander, 18th Space Control, 18th Space Control Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Sue.
Happy Friday, Eagles. How's everyone doing?
Cool.
All right. Hey, first off, thank you so much to the family members joining us here today and also on Zoom. I really appreciate you all being here, and thank you so much for entrusting us with your sons and daughters as part of America's new Space Force. I also want to say thank you to Major Lane, Captain Rollins, and Master Sergeant Kinnison, who helped put these ceremonies together. They have been relatively flawless across the board, and just done an amazing job of just honoring this special moment for our squadron. There are moments in our lives where we need to take pause and let the events sink in. And this is one of them. But before I talk about the Space Force and what we do at the 18th, I would be remiss not to speak briefly on what this day also represents for our nation and many other nations around the world. 19 years ago, those with fanatic ideas, quite different from ours, of freedom, choice, decided to attack not only this country, but tens of others around the world. And over 3,000 lives were lost in an instant. But just as America has been called into action in its history in the past, and our allies have joined us, we did not bow down to terror. We rose up. My first assignment was in Rome, New York. And I took several trips to New York City with lieutenants. And I saw the pit that used to be the Twin Towers. And I saw the clearing out over my years there and the foundations being laid for the Freedom Tower. And a few years ago, I got to go on a trip to New York City and stand at the top of the Freedom Tower. A testament to our perseverance. And we have lost thousands of other young men and women in the Middle East over the last 2 decades of war. And I tell you this, I've never seen poverty like I did when I went to Afghanistan, and those gates of Kabul International Airport opened. And the kids I saw playing in the streets with cars zooming around them, and the filth there in that country. May me first pray for them, and second, be very thankful for the country that we have now. And knowing that what we have done there is to try to instill the same freedoms and ideals that we have here. We have stood up a Space Force not to be at war, not to be domineering, but to preserve the peace, to be a beacon of hope. Over the first same decades that we have been in conflict in the Middle East, our adversaries have been building up their capabilities in space to challenge us. And just like those ideologies that crashed planes into buildings 19 years ago, we are standing up a Space Force not to bow down to totalitarian regimes and myopic views of the future, but to create the conditions for peace and prosperity, not just for the United States, but for the world. That is what space is. It's hope. I look forward to the future where men and women step foot on the moon again. I look forward to a future where from that moon, the first man or woman gets to step on Mars in my lifetime. I look forward to a future where my son could even be an astronaut one day and travel even beyond our rocky planets. The potential is endless. Our mission at the 18th Space Control Squadron is to defend freedom of action in space for the joint force, multinational partners, and humanity. We do that by tracking and keeping custody over 27,000 objects currently orbiting our planet. Just this year alone, the space domain has grown by 33% in the first 8 months of this year. That is unprecedented in the last 70 years of spaceflight. And it's not slowing down. And the men and women sitting in this room are the only ones, with our sister unit at Dahlgren, Virginia, that do this for the Department of Defense in the world, to track all those objects and to maintain the peace and to keep space safe and to protect astronauts' lives. I'll close today with words from President Kennedy, which I think are appropriate. We choose to do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because the goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because the challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one in which we intend to win. Our adversaries have laid down the challenge. We saw that through the Chinese ASAT test in 2007. We are here to stand up and meet that. And when it comes to the best of our energies and skills, I am looking at that right now. We've got the best squadron in the United States Space Force. And I am so proud of you. I am thankful for each and every one of you and your families. And to those of you that aren't joining the Space Force, that will remain in the Air Force, thank you for your continued service and making us a joint squadron today. God bless.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Faris. Since its establishment on December 20th, 2019, the United States Space Force continues to stand up as a separate service to maintain and enhance the competitive edge of the Department of Defense in space, while adapting to new strategic challenges as part of the United States Space Force development. Air Force personnel in space-related career fields will transfer into the Space Force and become Space Force servicemen. Today, our space professionals will join the Chief of Space Operations, the Senior Enlisted Advisor, and an elite cadre of space professionals as official members of the United States Space Force. It is a military tradition that the newly inducted officer and enlisted members affirm their commitment to the armed services by taking the oath of office or the oath of enlistment. These oaths remind us all of the significant pledge that American service men and women make to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Listen carefully to the words of the oath. They speak to the significance of military service and to why it's such a privilege to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the administering of the oath. The oath of office will now be administered to Space Force officers who have elected to recite it individually.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ariel Lawler,
Having been appointed a captain in the United States Space Force,
having been appointed a captain in the United States Space Force,
do solemnly swear to support and defend
do solemnly swear to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation,
without any mental reservation,
nor purpose of evasion,
nor purpose of evasion,
and I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Raphael Fermi,
Having been appointed first lieutenant in the United States Space Force,
having been appointed as First Lieutenant in the United States Space Force,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Lieutenant Colonel Solis will now administer the oath of office to the remaining new Space Force officers.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Julia,
Benjamin Saint.
I,
Julia Fensterwald,
I, Landon D. Ralston,
Having been appointed, state your rank.
having been appointed captain,
Captain in the United States
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
The oath of enlistment will now be administered to the Space Force enlisted members who have elected to recite it individually.
raise your right repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Leon George Preston,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support and defend
to support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and that I will obey the orders
and that I will obey the orders
of the President of the United States
of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Lieutenant Colonel Faris will now administer the oath of enlistment.
You raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Robert Kennedy,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and I will obey the orders of the President of the United States,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
orders of the officers appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Lieutenant Colonel Faris will now administer the oath of enlistment to the remaining new Spaceforce enlisted personnel.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jefferson Montauk.
I, Edward Jan.
I, Julianne Lloyd.
I, Tia Haywood. I, Celeste Conyers.
I, Brian Lewis Johnson,
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
and I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
and the orders of the officers appointed over me,
according to regulations
according to regulations
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
and the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may now be seated. All new Spaceforce members, please come to the front to be presented with your new Spaceforce coin by the committee. Newest inductees, please rise. Please join me in congratulating all of our newest members of the United States Space Force. Lieutenant Colonel Faris and Major Underdog, please come forward.
Natasha, turn off your video. You're blocking the everything. Turn off your
Publish
sound.
the order.
Attention to order. This is to certify the Air Force Commendation Medal, 2nd Oak Leaf Cluster, has been awarded to Major Sean P. Underdahl for outstanding achievement from 27 January 2020 to 11 September 2020. Major Sean P. Underdahl distinguished himself by outstanding achievement while assigned to 18 Space Control Squadron, Space Delta II,
Turn off your
Vandenberg
audio.
Air Force Base, California. During this period, Major Underdahl expertly led United States Space Force's premier Space Domain Awareness Squadron and 74-member
Hit the mute button.
Operations Crew Force during an unprecedented 30% surge in space domain payload growth in the first 8 months of 2020. His operational expertise was pivotal in powering the first
Natalia, turn off your audio. All we see is you.
validating capabilities that saved the National Aeronautics and Space Administration over $140 million in annual expenditures. Through Major Underdahl's leadership prowess, he led the execution of the squadron's contingency planning during a global pandemic, guaranteeing uninterrupted frontline space defense operations through 25 threat launches while protecting the lives of over 90 squadron members and their families. Finally, his technical acumen drove numerous operations innovations to include the first complete resident space object screening capability in the United States Space Command's history, while simultaneously reducing zero-risk spaceflight safety messages by over 33%. The distinctive accomplishments of Major Underdahl reflect credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Smile under the mask. I know this is not customary in one of these ceremonies, but this is Major Underdahl's last day with us in the squadron. So Sean came on active duty orders back in January before COVID-19. He had no idea the ride he was in for. But I am so thankful that we had him come in. He has done a phenomenal job just being there to lead the squadron. He's been an assistant operations officer, which means he's a project guy. So anytime the commander has a great idea or needs something done, Sean's right there to take care of it. He helped us with our emergency plan during the pandemic, and to date, I don't want to jinx myself, but to date we've had 0 cases of COVID-19. That's a testament to his work and the work of all of you just keeping us safe and your family safe in the community. So great job there. He also helped us begin planning our eventual transition from the admin building into the operations building. That's going to be a few years down the road, but he started those first steps there and everything else that was in that declaration. So Sean, I know you're still going to be a crew commander when you come on and serve us, and I just want to say thank you so much. God bless, and we look forward to having you back sometime soon.
Sir, thank you. This has been a wonderful opportunity for me. I felt like I've grown very much as a leader with this set of orders that I've been on. Thank you so much for your mentorship as well. It's been truly an honor and privilege to be able to serve with you and for this wonderful squadron. Eagles, I could go down the line and go to every single one of you and say thank you for this. I'm glad I was able to serve you during this or that, but don't have time for all that. But I just want to say collectively to 18 Space, you guys have been fantastic. Day in, day out since I've been here, you guys have just been absolutely killing the mission. Just crushing it and knocking it out of the park. And I'm honored to say that I was able to be there with you, not only during COVID, but, all these other things that we were still able to, accomplish despite this pandemic. So I look forward to continue to working with you. You'll still see me around on it, albeit on a kind of like a, part-time-ish kind of basis, but look forward to continue working with you and just stay awesome. Keep crushing the mission. I know you guys will, and it's been an honor and a privilege serving with you all. Thank you.
Could I have Major Lang, Captain Rollins, and Sergeant Kinston come up real quick, please? So this is the third ceremony we've had in the last 2 weeks, and this takes a lot of planning to make sure that things go right. And I can't thank them enough for all their hard work to make things go so smoothly as we transition. It's the first time we stood up a new military service in 70 years, and they absolutely crushed putting this together and making this day special. For me every time, and I know for all you too. So I just want to say thank you.
States Space Force, thank you for joining us in celebrating our newly inducted space professionals. Please join us for a brief reception to congratulate our newest Space Force inductees.
Almost.